Hello and welcome to coverage of Grand Prix Montreal. Marshall Sutcliffe in the booth with Randy Bueller. We've got Shahar Shenhar versus Nguyen. And we're underway here. I talked to Shahar a little bit about his build. Wow.
Hero.
That's a nice start. Just Hero of Eros, the rare 2-drop to just kick things off right off the bat here. And Deepwater Hypnotist for Nguyen is not going to match up well with the Hero if Shahar has any way to target the thing. And he does. He only has to pay 2, yeah.
only takes 2.
And all of a sudden, Shahar Shenhar has a massive attacker here. 4 damage coming into the red zone, and nothing really great to do about it if you're in Nguyen's seat. Shahar's also left up white mana, which could be a God's Willing, Mortal's Art, or something along those lines. It also could just be he didn't have anything else to do.
He was planning to pay 3 to bestow that guy, but
yeah.
Hero said, "You will leave a plains untapped."
All right, well, now the Deepwater Hypnotist can't even block the Hero. It does have flying now, though.
Yeah, I don't think it wanted to block.
You're right.
It wanted to draw a card and head for the air. No third land, though.
Wow, he even drew a card and couldn't hit it. Does Shahar have a land? He does, and he's just drawn an Observant All-Seeing, which he gets to play a turn ahead of time. Trigger my Hero. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage, Nguyen. You're down to 9.
This game's not going to last very long. Oh, it's -3 this turn.
It is. -3, -0.
And he did draw he drew the mountain.
It's just so late at this point. He's going to need something like Voyage's End here to get himself out of this mess.
So you said you talked to Shahar about this build?
Yeah, and what he said was that he liked his white, and he felt like he could pair it with any of 3 different colors in his pool. And he decided on black, but he said, I could have gone with blue or red and felt fine about it. Jeez, Cavern Lampad
No
now.
blocking.
That's going to do it. Attack you for lethal. Shahar Shenhar plays Hero of Eros turn 2 and bestows on it the following 3 turns. And 2 of them a turn ahead. Yeah, just
every turn until his opponent fell over and died.
Wow.
Wow. Look at Shahar smiling.
He's got to crack a smile there. I mean, that is ridiculous.
Was it turn 5 kill?
Yeah, just boom, boom, boom.
Just turn 5 kill. Oh, turn 5 overkill by significant.
That is ridiculous.
Is that what is that?
Yeah, Nguyen has tons of burn spells in his list, but unfortunately for him, Shahar was able to make that Hero huge and just basically outrun any combination of burn spells. Plus, Land missed a land drop there, which was made it so he really didn't have any chance to come back.
Wow, Shahar also has Eidolon of Countless Battles? Hero and the Eidolon?
He did like his white.
And a Skyguard. Couple of Shield Mates. 2 Battlewise Valor, 2 Observant Alciads, Heliod's Emissary. He's getting a couple of Asphyxiates from black. Just double color, which is not usually the best thing to splash for.
What do you think it's like to be Shahar?
To be that lucky?
He just gets spotted a game every time. He just sits down.
It's good.
Curve, bang, 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 bang.
Hey, it's good to be the champ.
Why don't we just start on game 2?
It's good to be the champ. Yeah, Paul Rietzel
Paul tweeted.
Paul Rietzel tweets, "I see why Shahar wins so much."
Yeah.
That's awesome. Wow.
So we're not the only ones who are bewildered by Shahar's ability.
Yeah, I mean, do we have Shahar's resume handy? Let's take a look at what he's done in a relatively short amount of time.
People call him Lucky Shahar, but when when you're 19, 20 years old,
3 Grand Prix titles and a World Championship,
3 titles and a World Championship with 5 Grand Prix top 8s, like you have to be extraordinarily lucky.
Well, part of being extraordinarily lucky is that you're lucky enough to be both lucky and good. Maybe that's it all. It's like a package deal.
I never realized that. That makes a lot more sense now. So the lucky
0
part,
Pro Tour top 8s, though.
Yeah,
we're talking about. I mean,
who could run worse than Shahar? He has 0 Pro Tour top 8s.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, if Reed Duke isn't the best player in the game without a Pro Tour top 8, then it's Shahar.
Yeah.
They're definitely the two that sort of surprisingly don't have it.
And after watching Shahar beat Reed at the World Championship with red, white, blue control versus Bogles,
His opponent's taking a mulligan.
Confirms that Shahar's the luckiest.
Yes.
And of course,
His opponent takes a
his
mulligan.
opponent takes a mulligan for him too.
He's not going to get very much camera time this way. I mean, we'll be on our back feature match for the first time all day.
I'm sure somebody's probably just like randomly walking in with dinner for Shahar right now anyway, so it just doesn't matter. Yeah, we had extra. This will be really interesting because Lan Nguyen being on the play now means that a lot more of his burn spells are live, and
Sure.
he can peel out, the card from underneath those bestows and take the tempo hit away from Shahar. Not exactly a blowout, but it's certainly preferable to what happened in game one. All right, let's see if we can get a keeper here for Lan. Double island.
It's a mix of land and spells.
Few
but
red cards
no
here.
mountains. Is
No
that
mount-
island?
It's island.
I mean, I think you have to keep it.
He decided to.
Another island off the top.
Shahar mentioned to me while we were chatting as well that he had, I think he has Griffin Dreamfinders.
It's two of them. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got two of them, and then he's also got Way to the Underworld and
Oh,
a few
cute.
other things that he can bring back with
That's
it.
cute.
Oh my gosh, that is so miserable. Lan Nguyen just drew Fated
Well,
Conflagration.
that's red mana.
Yeah.
I mean, Opaline
Look,
Unicorn.
I'm happy with the Unicorn, but he just drew a triple red spell off the top.
That's
It's
not
like-
close to being relevant.
No, but I mean, this is going to be one of those games where if Lan can find another land, he has conscriptors in his hand.
Okay.
And that can change the way the game plays out in a pretty big way. Now, unfortunately for him, Shahar also has Way to the Underworld in his hand. And if there's one thing I've learned about Born of the Gods is that you do not let a Krone Conscriptor stay on the board. You just immediately kill it.
All right,
And
there's
it looks
Mountain
like
off
he
the
has
top.
it, but let's see if he has any other lines of play that he can take.
You're worried that if he runs the conscriptor out now, it's just going to die?
Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of assume it when you play the Conscriptors. It's a fragile 5-drop.
He's already mulliganed, though.
Yeah,
He's
like, I don't
kinda
think
down
he has
two
a
cards with
choice.
the Fated Conflagration.
That's
He
right.
needs something to work out here.
I mean, he did just peel a mountain, so he's only 1 mana away here from being able to actually cast, or 1 red mana source. But yeah, there it is, Way to the
But yeah,
Underworld.
I don't blame him at all for just running it out.
Not at all.
He needs some help. I mean, the Sky Guard's applying enough pressure already that he can't just wait around.
All right, this island enters the battlefield tapped, but he's going to get to scry and try to find some more red mana potentially. Now, whatever that one was is going to get shipped. Does he have a play for the turn? I think he has Rise to the Challenge, Annul, Fated Conflagration in hand.
None of those cards seem relevant.
No.
I mean, a null might be, but he had a null.
I
So
think
he
has
actually
an
could
Annul.
have waited a turn on conscriptor and left a null up to defend it.
Gosh, I think
That's
so.
only if it's getting killed by specifically Way to the Underworld, though.
That's
so-
right. And Shahar's got that Griffin in his hand as well, so he can potentially try to find an opening here. Let's see, I mean, obviously, if he has any way to apply pressure to the board, he'd prefer to do that.
Yep.
But there it is. He's
Yeah,
going to
this is
just get it
fine.
back. It's his because now he doesn't know it, but if Land doesn't find a red mana source here, then he can send him back even further.
Oh, would you kill the unicorn if you're Shahar?
I mean, it's possible. It depends also if he's got another Griffin Dreamfinder floating around in his hand. If I'm Shahar, I want to crank up the pressure here, right? I mean, it's
Yes.
clear that Land didn't have anything to do last turn. All he did is play a land. Wave Crash Triton here for Land at least gives him some hope to try to take some of the pressure off. I mean, he's still at 11, but he's taking pretty consistent 3 damage in the air. Now it's going to be 4.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's that hero off the top for Shahar Shenhar. Man, Shahar's deck is sweet.
Yes.
So drop Lan Nguyen down to 7. Hero.
Set to make the weight cheaper.
It does make the weight cheaper.
Can you just take out Triton here?
You cannot. You can make it much less good of an attacker, but it never was a great one anyway.
Oh, I'm thinking, sorry.
Yeah.
He does go for the unicorn.
Yep, so he goes for the unicorn, but it does get annulled here, so there is an opening, and it's a stupid island off the top for the land when he can just not buy a bucket here.
Wow. Must be nice to be Shahar Shenhar.
Jeez, he has a sick grip, too. He has Heliod's Emissary. He's even got Scholar of Athreos, just in case Nguyen ever were to stabilize.
Wow.
And I think that was a Cavern Lampad off the top.
+3 to Skyguard and makes his flyers lethal if he wants to go for that.
And he can because of that Hero of Eros, too.
Yeah, it's just a question of like, what's he playing around? Does he want to go for the kill? Or does he want to?
I mean, it certainly feels from Shahar's side like Lannis just has nothing here, but there's also not a lot of pressure on Shahar.
Yeah, it's like what goes
risk
wrong?
anything
What
here?
goes wrong if he just plays conservative?
Yeah.
It's funny how sometimes people can agonize over the little micro decisions that don't matter.
Yeah, you know, you and I were joking about this earlier.
My win percentage is at 98%. If I make this decision this way, it goes to 99. If I make it wrong, it goes down to 97.
Yeah.
I need to agonize.
But he really is, you know, somewhere in the 90% range to win the game. I mean, he's so far ahead right now, especially given the information that we know.
Right. So Lampad on the Dreamfinder.
That is a
Nyxborn that's Nyxborn Eidolon.
It must have been a Nyxborn Eidolon.
Okay.
Okay, so not lethal.
Still
right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Right. Still would have been also would have been lethal if on Skyguard, but here is Rise to the challenge.
Rise to the challenge.
All this does is tell him tap a guy down.
Yep.
Triton can't block any of the flyers, but I think Shahar's correct to sort of spread out his enchantments.
And he's rewarded for it.
He sees the wave crash on board, so.
Yep. And he's going to get in there for 3 damage. Putting Nguyen down to 4. And remember that Scholar of Athreos is always threatening in Shahar's hand as well. Oh, that's interesting. Stormcaller of Kronos, and he actually
lets him scry.
It lets him scry, yeah.
I mean, it's a good card in a red-blue deck.
It's just, is he going to be dead here?
I mean, if Shahar has anything, then yes.
Like if Shahar had drawn a land there, he could have.
Yeah, land would have made Scholar lethal.
Yeah.
As it is
But Shahar runs bad, so he didn't draw the land.
Oh, that'll get it done. Kill you?
That's it.
Yeah, I'm dead.
That's it, and that's going to do it. So Nguyen just can't find it there.
Wow.
Shahar Shenhar runs him over in 2 games to improve to 7-1. But that means that for, I believe, the first time today,
I believe so,
we actually get to hit up our secondary feature match. In the meantime, make sure you check out our upcoming webcast. We've got Grand Prix Cincinnati and Vienna the same weekend, which is next weekend. And we've got the Magic Online Championship, which is going to be a really sweet event, March 28th through 30. Phoenix is standard April 5th and 6th, and then we've got Nagoya and Philadelphia the same weekend, same formats. That's going to be a really fun one, too. A lot more limited action for you draft junkies out there. So we're going to pop over to our other table where we have Robert Smith, Grand Prix champion, and this is Marc Engers Roost.
Yep.
I don't know him.
Hopefully we'll be able to get records onto the score sheet too. Everything's being updated. Marc Engers Roost has main deck Hunt the Hunter.
What?
Main deck.
Just made the read, huh?
Yeah, it's like I'm going to be playing against a lot of green opponents.
You know, I was thinking about that with Glare of Heresy earlier and thinking you could have worse cards than that.
I would main deck Glare before I would main deck Hunt the Hunter.
Agree.
But it's green versus green here.
Is it really? I wonder if he got him in game 1. I wonder if this is game 1.
Could be game 1.
We did have a very, very quick 2 games.
Yeah, Mark's deck is green-white, Well, I guess we can see that. I can look at the board instead of the deck list.
So
They're
green,
both
white,
green,
mirror
white.
here.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're up one here.
Marc has an Ordeal of Heliod, Soldier of the Pantheon, Traveling Philosopher, Battle Priest, sort of a solid curve. 2 Coursers, Nylea's Disciple. He's got a Voyaging Satyr. From Born, he's got 2 copies of Loyal Pegasus. This is a card that we were talking a lot, Brian and I, when we were looking at some of those trial deck builds.
Yeah.
Like, do you play Loyal Pegasus? To which neither one of us would have played it in the deck we were looking at, but I think both of us were saying if you got the sort of aggressive curve, you can play it in sealed if you get the right deck.
Yes, you can.
I'm certainly not nearly as good in sealed. Well, Marc Angers Royce believes he has that deck. He's got 2 main deck Loyal Pegasus, and his curve looks low.
Yeah, we see him play a Traveling Philosopher, and that's joining a 2-drop and a 3-drop. Swordwise Centaur and Messian Courser, so his curve looks quite nice.
It is, yes.
Now, unfortunately for him,
put a Sown too.
We're on turn 8,
Yeah, I'm not
9 maybe, and now he's playing a Traveling Philosopher for the turn. So, you know,
Doesn't look like
he had that perfect curve out this time, but up a game, up on life total a bit here.
Wow. Robert Smith has gone with more of the uncommon and rare side of the white heroic archetype. Fable Hero and Phalanx Leader.
Oh, jeez.
And Wingsteed Rider.
Okay.
Just like one from each pile, a common, an uncommon, and a rare. If you could pick one.
Like the best of each?
Exactly.
Wow.
Did you get their match slip yet? No, I haven't found it.
Robert lines up his attack here, and he's going to battle with an Elite Skirmisher, as well as looks like his Raised by Wolves, so it's like a wolf cat.
I guess. Dogs and cats living together? That
Right.
doesn't seem right. It's like these guys are 6-1, so they need to win either this one or the next to come back tomorrow and draft.
Right. Uh-oh. Combat trick incoming. Wow.
That's a good one. Gets to redirect 2?
2. Yep. And that's all it really takes to make that card quite strong.
Yeah. But Philosopher and the Skirmisher do trade. Yeah, Robert Smith looking pretty good to send this to game 3, right?
I think so. Especially given the last turn from Marc. He's going to play Ordeal of Heliod and attack.
Oh, that's interesting. Robert Smith was at 9, so he's at 4 now?
Yeah. He's at 5 now.
And Marc's looking to potentially gain 10 before this game. Oh, right, Sun Guide's going to help.
Yes, it is. That's a turn. That's big. Because otherwise, the Centaur was going to be lethal on its own next turn.
Phalanx Leader.
Phalanx Leader. Always a good friend to have on the battlefield, although at this point, Robert could definitely be out of gas.
Oh, a Warrior's Lesson.
Interestingly, he goes for the 2 creatures that are attacking here.
Does not target the Phalanx Leader.
No, he does not. He wants to draw the cards
You
more.
would Phalanx Leader there?
I don't know.
For value?
I'd have to look at the math, but I mean, it's hard to turn that down.
Sorry, I missed that. What was that?
I mean, he essentially gave away 3+1/+1 counters in exchange for a card.
Right, for 1 card, for 1 random card off the top. I mean, generally speaking, I'd probably take the counters there, but I don't know. I mean, look, his plan could be just chump with the Phalanx Leader anyway. Play around a combat trick or something.
Right.
Yeah. The plays that we've seen from Marc have been really unimpressive at this late stage of the game. He just hasn't, the cards he's drawn are a lot of his early game cards, 2 drops. Now he draws an Amulet.
Decided he needed to leave the Courser on defense.
Yep.
He wasn't going to have time to trigger the gain 10.
And I mean, if Robert can find a combat trick here, Marc could just be in chump block mode anyway. And it looks like he's found one because he's battling with a squad here.
Might
In
do
they
that
come.
anyway. You have to block Sun Guide, right?
Sun Guide's a 3/3 right now?
Yeah. Your guy's a 4/4. I mean, I don't think you're expecting it to work, but I don't know how much of a choice you have. Yeah, combat trick on Phalanx Leader. Which trick is that?
Mortal's Resolve.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Yep, that's going to do it.
2+1/+1 counters, the +1. That's
1, 2,
5.
3, 4, 5, and that's lethal. So not only do we get to see some action in our secondary feature, we get a game 3.
Yeah.
Looks like Shahar might have rubbed off on us a little bit.
Now we're running good.
Yeah.
Should feature that guy more often if that's how it works.
Seriously.
I'm going to get you guys to move over here just because the tables.
I think we're going to move them over to the under the better camera.
Yeah. It's not too bad when they're
pretty
just
easy
picked
move
up
from
anyway.
there.
Yeah, just pretty direct.
Josh will have to find a better chair though. Tech
Yeah.
reporter Josh Penn in the background.
Yeah, you see
He's
him
the
look
guy
up
we're
and say,
inconveniencing.
wait a second. Nobody asked me.
Just released the morning crowd. The morning judges at 8 o'clock. They released.
He did look comfortable there. I'm not even sure there's room for a chair
Yeah,
at the
let's
other
see,
side
let's
of the
see how
table.
angry he
I
is.
think at the end of the.
Oh, he's smiling still. Oh, that's just because BDM's
Great.
laughing at him. Yeah, he hasn't looked up yet. That's why.
Wait,
Oh, there it is. He looked up.
where did my table go?
No, that's not the same match as you.
BDM will keep him entertained.
Josh has been a text writer forever.
Yes.
Okay.
A true veteran of the coverage scene. So player, looks like Robert's taking another quick look, maybe making one change. He had already sideboarded from the first game, but sometimes you see a few more things in the second game that sort of lends you an idea of more what your opponent's game plan is about. Some sideboard cards are more specific to a color or a type of card, but other sideboard cards are more plan-based.
Yeah, those are the easy, obvious ones. Like
Yeah.
your gainsays and
Right.
Glare of Heresies. Those are easy.
Yeah.
I think that people don't use enough of the rest of their sideboard.
Mm-hmm.
Like you run into the super aggro deck, like what Marc Angers has put together, double loyal Pegasus or whatever.
Yeah.
Suddenly just anything that you can play in the first couple turns
Yes.
to interact and block
Yes.
or whatever.
Punish him for that, right?
Get him in the deck.
Yeah. I like that plan a lot. I see that too, and I think it's a mistake. Yeah. I mean, when somebody's playing like Loyal Pegasus, for example, if you can just interact with their ground creatures, you can trade and turn off their Pegasus as well, and really kind of punish them for playing cards like that.
And even crappy cheap flyers like an Impetuous Sunchaser or a Cavalry Pegasus that you weren't playing anyway, just become better.
Yeah.
You just need to not die to that kind of a deck early. So more of your sideboard is relevant than I think a lot of people
Yeah,
realize.
I like Pegasus there. Sunchaser, well, he only gets to block once, and that's only if you have second main. Yeah, I mean it must attack.
Sunchaser must attack. Never mind.
They gave you the schedule. Didn't
Forgot about the the special ability.
I mean, you do get to do it once.
Sure.
Go to my second main.
They don't have to attack.
No,
though.
they don't.
they?
I'll go up to Jason in a second.
Boy, the Sunchaser and the Pegasus really are friends, aren't they? Like they're perfect together.
They really
There's
are.
no better turn to
No.
play when you lead with Loyal Pegasus, I think.
No.
I mean, there probably are better plays, but
Like,
there might
I
not be a better common to play on turn 2.
I want to play like in a equipment saddle, so that the Sunchaser can just ride to victory, because that is an incredibly scary 1-2 punch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
First hour.
No, that's a draft deck.
Awesome.
I swear they're doing this on purpose.
Why?
All right, let's see if players have some
Too early shifts.
You're early, so you're gonna release
some
it
keepers
by
here
now.
for their openers. I want to see
Speaking of,
what
is that-
Mark's deck can do.
Is that Pegasus Ordeal, but no... What, is there another creature? Is that a Last Breath?
Well,
or is that a
I think-
creature?
so I see a Cavalry Pegasus there.
Oh, he should be fine then.
Which-
I thought I
which
saw...
would be fine.
I thought I saw Loyal Pegasus.
Whenever.
Uh-huh.
You're good whenever you're ready.
Last Breath. Yeah, you did.
Oh, wow. And Robert Smith's taking a mulligan?
Oh, baby. This could be a quick
Wow,
one, Randy.
Pegasus Ordeal.
Oh, my goodness.
Turn 3, he's attacking for 4.
And he's playing against green-white,
Yeah.
like, that has not very many ways to interact with that kind of start. This could get ugly.
Could.
We saw a turn 5 kill, right?
We did.
I wonder if Mark can improve on that.
I want to like Mark's deck. It does have one flaw, though.
Okay.
You can't follow up a turn 1 Loyal Pegasus with a turn 2 Swordwise Centaur.
No.
He has 2 copies of both in his deck.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, 2 copies of both.
Yeah.
That turn 1, turn 2 doesn't actually work.
That
He has enough other 2-drops that maybe it doesn't come up. And I mean, they're probably, it's sealed deck, right? You don't get to choose everything.
Yeah, but if I'm in the process of mulliganing, I'm going to keep it on the table the whole time.
Yeah, his mana is 9/4, 7 planes, plus the amulet.
I have no idea.
Which, given as aggressive as his curve is, I think 16 in an amulet might be reasonable. Although I don't love the amulet in 2-color decks. I mean, I guess if you're trying to get both the color, both Loyal Pegasus and Swordwise Centaur, you kind of need to get the right color right away.
Yeah, you kind of do. I mean, I don't mind that with the Pegasus because it's fine later in the game as long as it can attack, but
Right.
the Centaur gets a lot worse.
And he has more forest than planes.
And there's an
Down to
immediate chip
5.
from Robert Smith. He had a 1-lander.
What does he need to draw now? Like, how does this game last more than 5 turns?
Look at Mark's hands. He's just getting antsy.
He has
he can
Wingsteed
just
Rider.
feel it. The finger on the trigger. He's ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, Wingsteed Rider kind of interacts with that start. It might just be too slow, though. By the time you play a Wingsteed Rider and equip it,
Yes.
how much damage is he taken from Pegasus Ordeal,
Yeah.
smash?
Exactly. And plus, it's not like, this format is one where you can be like, I have
Acolyte's
a 2/2
reward,
flyer.
that's what
I'll
you do.
block. Yes.
You go turn 3 Wingsteed Rider, turn 4 Acolyte's
Yes.
reward.
That would do it.
That's the draw he needs here.
And frankly, that's just to not die. That is not
I mean, that draw probably stabilizes.
probably.
There's also 6 cards involved in our story. That's okay. 3 lands. Pegasus. No, 5 cards, sorry.
He can do it. Land, Wingsteed Rider, Acolyte's reward. No problem. All right. I saw a land spell mix,
Yep.
and there it is. Loyal Pegasus. Not too scary from Robert's side right now because, hey, it can't even attack, right? But it's going to get scary quickly
Right.
here. So he ships a turn back, so he did not
He didn't.
have
We
that.
missaw his hand.
Yeah,
all
the
the-
other Pegasus must have not
All
been
the
it.
planning
So,
we did.
I'm wow.
storytelling.
His deck is sweet. He just drew Prophet of Krufix. He already had a nice 3-drop lined up. Oh no, there's the other another Pegasus.
Wonder
though.
Twin Powers.
All right, Setessan Oathsworn. So we got a game here. I'm happy about this. Voyaging Satyr is revealed on top for Mark, meaning he's not going to get that land drop. Oh, last breath
go
main
away.
phase. Get rid of Setessan Oathsworn.
I hope he has planes for the Pegasus.
No,
M24's last breath.
yeah, I'm just wondering who you
I kind of hope he doesn't, because if he does, this game is going to swing sharply in Mark's favor. And I want to see a real game here.
Yeah, so 1 planes in that draw was interesting. He had to choose between Last Breath and Loyal Pegasus and Ordeal.
Wow.
Wow, okay, that second planes is awesome for him.
Yeah, it is. Effectively drawing him a card, getting him a life as well, revealing another planes on the
And letting
top.
him do 2 white card things in the same turn.
Also, Robert Smith did nothing this turn. We've been talking about it all day. Divine Verdict is the question. There's a couple of other possibilities, but those are the main ones. And here's the Ordeal as well. Interestingly, going to put it on the Loyal Pegasus there. Get a trigger.
Yeah, no fear of Divine Verdict whatsoever.
None.
And often against a double mulligan opponent, you can't put them on a lot.
That's true, though. I mean, that would have been pretty nice for Robert Smith here.
Divine Verdict would have been very good
Yeah,
there.
like that's a kind of play. If you get a 2-for-1 off of that Pegasus, where you can get back in the game from this point. Of course, he didn't have it, and now things just look terrible. Revoke existence. All right, you're Prophet, so that's nice. At least get that pesky thing off the table, but he still has the requisite number of creatures, 2,
Yep.
that can attack here. And pretty soon that other Loyal Pegasus is going to be on board too. Is this Raised by Wolves? No, it's Nyxborn Wolf. He's just going to be as aggressive as possible here.
I would want a third
Satyr.
creature. I would have played Loyal Pegasus on one of the last 2 turns.
Uh-huh.
Just so that you'd still have 2 attackers, even if, like, if Voyaging Satyr gets killed here somehow, suddenly Loyal Pegasus with 2 counters and an Ordeal just has to stay home.
Just gets stranded. Yeah. I mean, the good news here is that because it's Bestow,
Oh, I guess the
wolf
Nyxborn
would
falls
be
off. So
left over. So
I guess that counts as another creature. You're
Yeah.
right. I was thinking of it as Raised by Wolves for a minute, but that would also have brought more creatures to play.
yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Did he just Raise by Wolves? His
Yes, he
opponents?
did.
So he needs the wolves.
He needs the Wolves.
The controller of the enchantment gets the wolves. That's Robert.
Yup.
And the wolf doesn't get pumped. So it just gives him 2 wolves here.
You don't control the
No,
wolves.
he-
Nyxborn Wolf is bestowed, so it's not actually going to pump right now.
Really? Oh.
So Robert is still alive here. I like it.
Desperate times.
You do what you got to do. But really, that Loyal Pegasus and its new friend, God's willing. Wait, Pro Green?
Pro Green makes
that
everything
knocks those
fall
things
off.
Yeah. So Nyxborn Wolf falls off, but where are we with the attack step here? Because that was all too fast. He should be able to attack with that wolf if he wanted to. I'm just saying. But it looks like he rushed into his attack step a little too quickly.
Yeah, he thought he had lethal.
Yeah.
By the way, that Voyaging Satyr is going to get blocked.
It's going to get snap blocked. Oh, it's got
Oh,
pro
it's pro
green.
green.
Yeah, of course. So 5 damage.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to attack with Nyxborn Wolf.
All right, but fortunately for Mark,
A little sloppy, but none of it's going to matter.
yeah, he's
He's at 31. His
he's got-
opponent's at 1.
Right,
He's
so
got
far
5
ahead.
creatures. Yeah. Scoop him up.
That's why you're in the
There's the handshake.
And the reluctant
That's why you're
handshake
in the
there from
feature
Robert
match.
Smith. That's a tough loss to
Yeah.
take. I mean, he had to mulligan to 5 in game 3,
Right.
and yeah, you got to feel for him.